Okay, I'm back once again. Same shirt, different location, great value as always. And speaking of great value, in this video, I'm gonna be talking about like how you could just make your life 10 times easier as a visual artist. I want to talk about some cheat codes, I rather call it, that you need to be applying in your art career if you really want to take things to the next level without like driving yourself crazy. Here's the thing. The reason I'm creating this video is because like I realize, and it's not your fault, it's just because this is how things have been presented to us. We think when you work really hard, you're supposed to see results, right? But if you ever take a moment to really think about it, the most successful people always seem like they not working, right? Even the most successful people on earth, it seems like they never really working that much. They seem to always have time for interviews and podcasts, and they hanging out on their yachts, right? And it's not because they work hard, it's because they work smart. So the reason I'm creating this video is because you're probably playing life in hard mode. And I want to give you 5 practical tips as a visual artist that you can apply to make things 10 times easier to get results much faster. And obviously, if you could do things easier to get results faster, that's like the ultimate dream, right? Now, as always, I got my notes here, so you're going to see me peeking down a bit. And we're going to just kind of get this show on the road. So first, I want you to understand something. I talk to a lot of visual artists. They feel like they have to work so hard. And yeah, I do work a lot of hours myself. I personally work anywhere from about 10 to 12 hours per day, 7 days a week. That's because I have a big workload. I'm trying to achieve something very big. But more importantly, there's something called peak work state. Peak work state. And I'm explaining to you. You see, it's been proven that someone who will get into peak work state for 1 hour is much more productive than someone who work for 8 hours. See, let me explain how this works. Peak work status means like you cut every single thing off. Like remove the phone, remove the distractions, remove the noise, and for 1 hour straight, ideally 2, 1 to 2 hours straight, you just hyper focus on getting the work that you need to get done. Just 2 hours. Usually in peak work state, I like to say you want to work on what's the most boring and usually the most difficult task. And usually most people, it's not always the case, most people hit peak work state first thing in the morning. That's when you have the most energy. That's usually when you're the most motivated and you're able to get a lot done. So first thing in the morning as you build your art career, focus on what's the most boring thing. It's no secret. It's marketing and sales. I know. You don't have to tell it to me. But that's what you should focus on. Focus on marketing your work, creating that content, putting it online, and then hyper focus on that. Like remove the phone, remove the distractions, and you're going to find yourself completing 8 hours of work in 2 hours. And it's a game changer. Like keep in mind, in a typical week, if there's 5 working days and you work 8 hours a day, that's 40 hours you work. If you cut that down to 2 hours of peak work, right? You cutting down from 40 hours to 10. That means you just saved yourself 30 hours to be painting, which is absolutely insane. And once again, it's not because you're working less. You're just working smarter. You're still getting the same amount of work done in peak work state that you would typically get done as you're kind of lollygagging through the day, completing those tasks over those 8 hours. That's first. Second, and I talk about this a lot. Some people not a fan of it. I'm not here to like just tell you what you want to hear so we could be friends. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. And it's your job to make a decision on like if you like it or not. Right? But here's the thing. If you really want to succeed, right? I'm going to specifically talk about Instagram. Once again, we're talking about cheat codes, like really crush it online. Just steal what already is working. It's that simple. I see so many artists throwing stuff at the wall, hoping something stick, trying to get creative, creating these really fancy smancy videos to get 13 views or 100 views or 300 views. Wow, you may see one of my artists create a 10-second video and they get 4 million views. Why? It's not because they're like some freaking full-blown videographer, because you'll notice most of the videos are pretty simple. It's because they understand how to do the proper research and recognize what's already working, and they simply just mimic what's already working. Now, there are some like details I teach to my artists to make sure they know exactly what to do and some slight adjustments they may make, but the overall concept still remains the same. And what is that overall concept? Once again, the overall concept is just simply to see what's already working and just mimic what's working. And that's a very high chance if you mimic what's already working, you're going to see a similar outcome. That simple. It's that simple. You see, that's the same reason why mentors are so crucial in today's time. You see, if you could get a mentor, most likely that mentor could simply tell you what's already working. If that mentor tells you what's already working, now you could just mimic exactly what they just said. And there's a high chance, once again, if you mimic what they said, you're going to get a similar outcome. There's even times where you could get a better outcome than a mentor. So instead of you trying to like be the brains behind it all and figure it all out yourself and walk the walk on your own, just see what's already working and mimic it. And you're going to save yourself freaking 10 years. It's a game changer. And you could definitely do this on Instagram to get exposure. This is what my artists do. But we're going to keep this show on the road. So next, I talk to so many artists and they say all the time, it's like killing me here. So just bear with me. But I talk to so many artists and they say all the time, Gerard, how do I price my work? I don't understand how to price my work. I priced my work, told the buyer how much I'm charging, and they stopped responding. They ghosted me. Draw, am I pricing too high? Am I pricing too low? Here's a simple cheat code, and it worked. It worked extremely well. If you do not know how to price work properly, or the prices you have people are backing out of purchasing, simply ask them how much would they love to spend on your work. Somebody show interest. Then they say, hey, I would love to buy this. Then I would say, hey, that means the world to me that you want to purchase my work. I'm just getting the ball rolling, so I haven't priced it. I'm more than happy for you to tell me what you love to spend on this work. If it makes sense, it's yours. If it just seems a bit too low, I could tell you like probably whatever the best price I can do. The people are going to be like, great. Now people are going to offer their prices to you. Now, here's the key though. Here's the cheat code, because that's actually not the cheat code. The cheat code is when people offer their prices to you, that's almost a guaranteed sell, because they're literally telling you, hey, I'm willing to spend $700, $1,000, $3,000. It don't matter the number, but I'm willing to spend $700 right now on your artwork. And then that put you in a very, very, very great position. Because now you know, okay, I just secured a $700 sale if I wanted to take the sale. Or I could turn it down, or I could counter offer. And here's what a counter offer sound like. Hey, $700 just seem a bit low for me, especially for artwork of this size, but I could tell you really love my work. Because of that, if you willing to spend $1,000, it's yours. Now, you still in a driver's seat, which means you still in control. And the reason I say this is because if they say no, you can always go back and still accept the $700. If they say yes, now you just sold the piece for $1,000. But the best part, once again, is you're not going to miss the opportunity of the sale as a whole. So you still securing the sale either way. I'm going to just continue. Now, one of my favorite things to do, we on 4. One of my favorite cheat codes I have my artists do is you send a gift to the customer. That's no secret, but here's how you want to do it, and here's what I would recommend. So usually, and if you're not doing this, you need to do this. Usually, when you have a beautiful art piece you created, there's usually a sketch that you created before you went to Canvas. If you're not doing this, start doing this. Like before you bring something to Canvas, and I talked about this in previous videos on how to create phenomenal work, you want to sketch it out first. Like sketch it on paper and make sure that work is exactly how you would like it to look on paper first. Once you sketch that artwork out on paper, then you could bring that artwork to Canvas. Do not bring that artwork straight to canvas. And you may be thinking, but Gerard, I'm an abstract artist. If you're an abstract artist, then sketch out your ideas, sketch out your thoughts, maybe even get some photos of the ideas that come to mind. See where your ideas come from. Like maybe write about it, whatever that may look like. And let me explain why you want to do this. You see, what happens is, let's say you sketch out your idea first, then you paint it on canvas. What happens is when you sell that artwork to the customer, they're going to be happy. But one of the biggest ways to turn customers into long-term collectors is by gifting them something, showing your appreciation for them buying your artwork. And a phenomenal gift, like a really phenomenal gift, is you sending them the original sketch of that piece. And on the back of that sketch, you write a personal letter to them. And in that personal letter, you want to include something unique that's specific to them, such as like maybe a certain phrase that you guys said in conversation, something that you talked about, something that they remind you of, whatever the case may be. And what's going to happen is they're going to feel like, wow, this is really, really, really amazing. And here's the thing. Once again, when you're throwing a gift, especially a spontaneous gift, people are more likely to come back and do business with you. This is how the law of reciprocity works. And you want to use it to your advantage because that's how you turn customers into collectors. And collectors is usually the foundation an entire art career is built on. You get 50 collectors, you would never have to sell a new piece ever again. And this is how you do that. But the best part is it's basically free. It don't cost anything to gift them the sketch of that original and write something personal on the back. This is a freaking cheat code. All right, 5. Make sure I'm on the right page. Oh, this is a hack. A lot of people won't believe this, but this is a hack. I'm gonna do an honorable mention at the end. If you really want to crush on Instagram, like have crazy growth, just repurpose your content. When I tell you like this is the ultimate cheat code, it's gonna change everything, and I'm explaining why. Instead of trying to create new content over and over. So keep in mind, in the beginning, I already said to get great content, just mimic what's already working, right? Then once you test it out yourself, if it worked for you, you get a lot of exposure, do not do anything different. Just do the same exact thing over and 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 over again. And I'm explaining why. You see, well, one more thing. And just make sure you like change the artwork. Do not post the same artwork, but the exact same video over and over again. Let me explain why. You see, the way Instagram works is it's a machine. And when it sees something work, it highlight what works. And if you continue to just give Instagram what Instagram already said that it like, is most likely going to continue to give you the same outcome, right? You have the same input, you're most likely going to get the same output. That's simple. Now, you may be wondering, but Gerard, won't that get repetitive? What about my current following? Will my current followers stop following me? As long as you're not showing the exact same artwork every time, it'll be fine. And the way you really leverage Instagram in today's time is not worrying about your current following, but is making sure you're creating virality videos. Virality videos are videos that will hit the Explore page or the FYP page, right? The For You page. And if that video hit the Explore page, you will get way more views than your current following. And as long as you're getting more views, you're going to get new followers. Usually when you get new followers, that leads to more engagement, and more engagement leads to more sales. So I'm going to repeat this again. What you want to do is you want to see what's working. Once it works, stop testing and just continue to post what's already working over and over and over and over and over again. A really, really, really great example of this. It's not a visual artist. It's not somebody I work with, but I came across the Instagram and they do this extremely well. Their Instagram is September_studio. September_studio. And this guy do like these little dances. He probably got a little bit more random than this, but he do like these dances, and then he'll drop a fruit or like a flower or something into like a vase, and then it'll show the completed piece of that like flower pot or whatever it's called. And it's actually phenomenal. Like when I say it's phenomenal, it's phenomenal. And the guy just crossed like 1 million followers. When you see this video, he might have like 1.1 million. Keep in mind, 1.1 million is 1,100,000. But that's how fast his Instagram is growing. And he's literally posting the same thing. He's been posting the same thing for over a year. And the reason he keep posting the exact same thing is because Instagram is saying, hey, I love that. Keep doing it. With that being said, stop working so hard. And that may sound crazy coming from me, but just get a little bit smarter. Like, work smarter, not harder. And if you do that, you're going to find yourself spending less energy to get more results. And the best way to work smarter is start with the little 5 tips I just mentioned in this video. With that being said, click on this video and you'll see me there. Peace.